All right, let's talk about something that happens every single time you browse the web, but you probably never even notice it. It's called the SSL handshake. It's this sort of secret digital greeting that keeps your entire online life safe, and we're going to break down exactly how it works.
You've seen this little lock icon, right? I mean, it's in your browser 100 times a day. And we all kind of know it means a site is secure. But what does that actually mean? How does your browser make that call? Well, that's a little mystery we're going to solve right now.
You see, that tiny lock is the final step, the end result of a super fast security check. And it's all thanks to a piece of tech called SSL.
So what is SSL? Well, it stands for Secure Sockets Layer, and it's literally the S in HTTPS. You can think of it as this automatic safety check that has to happen in just milliseconds before your browser would ever dream of sending sensitive stuff like a password or your credit card number.
Now, the easiest way to get your head around this isn't to think about code or tech jargon. Just think of it like a conversation, a very quick, very secure greeting that we call the SSL handshake. This analogy just hits the nail on the head. The SSL handshake isn't just a technical thing, it's a full-on negotiation. Your browser and the website are basically introducing themselves, proving they are who they say they are, and then inventing a secret code that only the two of them will understand for their chat. And you can see how this all lines up, right? Exchanging ID cards to prove who you are, that's your browser checking the website's digital ID, its certificate. Agreeing on a secret language, that's both sides figuring out the best way to scramble the data. And talking privately, well, that can only happen once they've created that special, one-time use secret key. So how does this whole digital conversation actually play out? Well, it's a really simple four-step process. This is the entire roadmap to a secure connection. So you've got client hello, server hello, key exchange, and finally the secure connection. It sounds simple, like a quick back and forth, but each one of these steps is absolutely critical. Let's dig into what's happening at each stage. Okay, so first, it all kicks off with your browser, what we call the client. It reaches out to the website server and basically says, hey, I want to set up a secure connection. Here are all the different encryption methods I know how to use. The server then replies right back with its own hello. It's like, nice to meet you. I can totally work with one of those encryption methods. And hey, just to prove I'm the real deal, here's my official ID card, my SSL certificate. Now this right here is a huge moment. Your browser basically puts on its detective hat, it looks at that SSL certificate and starts asking questions. Is this thing expired? Was it issued by a company we actually trust, a legit certificate authority like DigiCert? And the big one, does the name on this ID actually match the website I'm trying to get to? If any of these checks fail, that is when you get that big, scary connection not secure warning. Okay, so once your browser says, yep, I trust this server's ID, something really clever happens. Using some pretty slick math, they both independently create the exact same secret key for this one conversation. And here's the most important part. That key is never sent over the internet. It's like they both magically come up with the same secret password at the exact same time. And for the final step, your browser and the server each send a quick test message all scrambled up using their new secret key. If they can both unscramble it, that's the confirmation. The handshake is officially over, encryption is live, and boom. That's when the little lock icon finally pops up in your browser. So, we've seen how it all works, but let's really talk about why it's so important. This whole lightning-fast process, it's basically your personal, invisible bodyguard for the internet. I love this way of putting it because it's so true. Without this encryption, everything you send, passwords, private messages, bank info, it's all just out there in plain text. Anybody snooping on the network could just read it. The SSL handshake is what stops that public shouting match. And what that really means is it protects you from all the nasty stuff. It stops hackers from eavesdropping on you, prevents bad guys from jumping in the middle of your connection, and it makes sure you're not about to give your login details to a very convincing but very fake version of your bank's website.
But you know, what's really mind-blowing about all this isn't just how secure it is. It's how unbelievably fast it all happens.
All four of those steps, the hellos, the ID check, creating a secret key, the final confirmation, the whole thing happens in less than 1 second. Think about that. Before the images on a web page have even finished loading, this entire security negotiation is already done. It's just incredible.
So look, if you boil it all down, what is it? It's just two systems doing four things. They verify each other, they agree on how to scramble the data, they create a shared secret, and then they start talking securely. That's it.
That is the foundation of trust for pretty much the entire web.
It's this amazing system that's always working in the background, protecting billions of us every single day, and it all happens in the blink of an eye. Kind of makes you wonder, right? What other invisible technologies are out there, constantly working to keep our world safe?